Hello,
Hi!
and welcome to You've Got a Thing, presented by the Milwaukee Theater Alliance.
Yay!
I'm AJ Magoon. I'm the executive director of Summit Players Theater. Who are you?
I am Susan Scott Fry, the executive director for Optimist Theater / Shakespeare in the Park.
It's Shakespeare Day here
Oh,
on
yay!
You've
Everybody
Got
should
a
do
Thing.
some.
We're so excited. So,
Yeah.
we have seen Shakespeare in the park at the Peck Pavilion most recently, by the Marcus Center. We've seen it at a number of other venues around the town.
Yep.
And this year you're coming back, but you're doing something a little different.
We
you want to share about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to look at you.
Okay.
Which means that, right, it's going to look like we're not looking at each other.
Yeah.
So you can make all kinds of faces and I won't know.
Oh, good.
So, yeah. Yeah, we have been, we're going into our 12th season. 3 locations. We started at Alverno, little corner of the courtyard, and then Cadish Park, and then we were at the Peck for 4 years. And we're still considered a resident partner at the Peck, which is at the Marcus Center, which is lovely. That means they're still storing our stuff. And
very nice of them.
I know, because who can afford that, you know? So this year we are coming back with live theater.
Woohoo!
Well, I know, and it's easier to do because we are outside and we've got some flexibility and we can roll with a lot of stuff. And so we're going back to my roots, which are very similar to what you're doing. In my 20s, I made my living with touring Shakespeare, short Shakespeare, schools, libraries, parks, all kinds of places. So touring is in my heart and soul. So we are taking Shakespeare in the Park on the road, greater Milwaukee area. We want to serve our community. And what we've done is we've designed a mobile set that includes a sound system and yada. It's going to take about 2-3 hours to set up. And we're going to do a 6-person, 1-hour version of Midsummer Night's Dream. You know, we're going to be going into neighborhoods that have no arts offerings and places that have lots of arts so that we can get the whole city. And Midsummer is like the best way to break it in, especially if you've never experienced anything like this before, Shakespeare or whatever. And so let's just do some Midsummer. It's lightweight, it's happy. We're all back together again, and we're gonna party.
Thing we need this year.
It's
very uplifting.
Yeah, exactly, like Winter's Tale.
Yeah. By the end, I will agree with you.
By the end,
the first half, but it's enlightening by the end.
It is.
Because I have firsthand experience with a short Midsummer, and so I want to know with you when it comes to cutting Midsummer down to an hour, what's the focus? What's important to keep? What can be tossed? What can be binned?
Because you got to be brutal.
It's an hour long. That's a quick cut.
When I was touring Midsummer, we took the whole play and cut it like crazy so that we could tell the whole story. So we had the mechanicals and the whole 9 yards. We're taking another direction this year, and we have picked one of the 3 main plots. So we're focusing on the lovers this year.
Oh.
So it's the lovers and Oberon and Puck, pretty much. And so those are the story arcs. The Oberon Titania conflict, barely alluded to, no mechanicals. And one of the things that always happens with a cut of Midsummer is the lovers have a long lines and beautiful poetry. And we have worked really hard to keep a lot of that.
Aw.
Yeah, so and then that's usually some of the stuff that goes, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful poetry. So that's the direction we're going in with this.
With the reduced, because you're only doing the one storyline.
Yeah.
Is everyone just going to play one character?
No, we've got multiples. Okay. So it's a 6-actor cat. 6 actors. They will all play a couple of different roles because we need to get Oberon. It also needs to be Theseus, and Puck is going to be, I don't know, Hippolyta or Helen. Yeah, I don't know.
I love it.
It's not in front of me, so I don't recall.
No, yeah.
We're this close to casting. We have finished our audition, so any minute now that'll come out. And now most of my time is spent looking for locations.
Yeah, tell me more about that. Where are you looking at performing?
Oh my gosh. Primarily, first priority is Greater Milwaukee. We get approached a lot by locations or organizations that have their own little stage or something like that because they think that's what we want to do. Yeah. That's just the automatic assumption, and we've got a little stage. Hey, they're drawing, let's go there. But we don't want one. We have a set, and we're blocking for that set. So we need blank. We need a blank piece of space, grass. We're blocking for grass. So, and it needs to be, 25 by 20 at minimum, and plus audience size. So we're looking at some really fun and funky places. We are definitely going to be on the campus at Alverno College, where we started.
Very fun. Full circle.
Opening day, which is July 24th.
Oh, that's cool.
Poetically right. And Mount Mary College. And so, college campuses are awesome. We're doing it on a baseball field.
Yeah.
In Sherman Park. It's
love that.
Oh my God, I love that so much. Guerrilla theater.
Home run theater. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, if I can get a couple vacant lots, that would be delightful. And city parks. City parks are awesome, and they're easier to get the permits and stuff like that.
Sure.
And the fees are pretty much nothing. So we're looking at city parks, and a number of places in Brookfield and Glendale have approached us. Okay. But, yay, thank you.
Yeah.
We have 14 days to fill. They'll probably get a show, but we'll nail down those Milwaukee locations first.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, and I saw it too. So I saw this rendering of your set, and anyone who hasn't already seen it should check it out because it's looking really fun. But
it's gonna be. Uh-huh.
You say that this is phase one, that there's a sort of a phase two coming in future years. Do you tell me more about that? I'm curious.
Yeah. The phase one, which is what you'll see, is a lot of you go to the festivals, the weekend festivals, and the band sets up at the end of the block, and they're standing on these platforms that it's the stage, and it's solid, and it's cool because it needs to be taken down and go to the next festival.
Right.
Those little 4x4 platforms are about $600 each.
Oh.
I know. So, and then you add the rails and the stairs and stuff like that. And so, because this is a sort of thing that we really want to keep going, we're making an investment. So we're not renting any of this stuff. Wow. We are buying it. And so phase two, it's our starter kit. So phase two, we'll be able to still use these. But we're working with MSOE on our drafts. And our goal is to add a mobile unit that's actually on wheels.
Ooh.
So it's fairly... the initial draft is like an 8 by 20 foot trailer with an actual construction on the trailer. And so it's like pull it in, flip it open and add your levels and stuff like that. So that's phase 2 initial draft.
Sure. So, it's very Shakespearean though. It's very like, you got that pageant wagon feel.
Right.
You know,
right.
it's
You got the
medieval
pageant
England.
wagon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that.
Malleable pageant wagon.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were like all of us, very flexible and creative by nature of necessity during the pandemic, and did some film stuff. Is that going to be something that also keeps going? Are you going to probably do that in future, or is it just like, forget it, we're back?
We're keeping it. Right. It was such an amazing experience. It's one of the many inspirations for going on the road within the area. So we filmed our web series, 16-part web series, last year, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know, doesn't it feel like last decade, something? I don't know.
Something. And we got all around the city, and people got to kind of stop and watch. And I mean, we hired a film company. So there's that really awesome looking camera, and it looks like you're on a real set.
Yeah, high quality.
It's all theater. But so the cinematographer it's what he does. He makes short films, and he makes TV commercials and things. And I've done a lot of work with him in the past, because every producer has a day job.
Oh, absolutely.
I make TV commercials. So we hired him, and we had such an amazing, overwhelming experience doing that, and learned a lot. We learned a lot. So we are going to film the same cutting, same actors, only reblocked for film, which, very different.
And it'll be Midsummer. You'll film Midsummer again?
Still going to be Midsummer, still going to be the short cutting. Last year we did the full play, which is why it was 16 episodes. Yeah.
Probably about as short as you could get it, yeah.
Yeah, it was about short. And so I imagine we'll end up with 8 to 10, something like that. Oh. But it will be the same cutting. So we'll rehearse the same actors. This is also going to give us an opportunity to employ people for about 3 months, which we've never been able to do before. So,
Yeah. It's good, especially when people are looking to get back to work right now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Everybody's budget is lower. Donations are down. It's what it is. It's that snowball from last year. But we are another reason that we have a 6-person cast is so that we can pay them well.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's less. So let's not spread it out so much, and actually give a decent rate to our actors.
If you want to support great work being done in Milwaukee, donate to Optimist Theater and Summit Players Theater right now. Click those donation buttons.
Right. Where's our? We don't have one. That's it. No more.
Go to our websites.
Right. We make it easy on the website.
Like, I'm always curious about this when talking to other Shakespeare people, and especially other Shakespeare in the Park people. Like, what's the value specifically? I know I have my own thoughts on this of doing Shakespeare in the Park. Like, why is it not Chekhov in the Park or Ibsen in the Park? Or why is that such an enduring thing?
It's Shakespeare. He's not on trial here.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's so universally understood that this is great. So you've got an instant entree. There is no one in the United States that has not heard of William Shakespeare, or even just in the, at school, somebody is like, well, Shakespeare, the name, there's an automatic connotation that it's difficult. And so many reasons to do it. So when you can do Shakespeare in the Park, because that is a lot more accessible than going to, an indoor theater where they're going to do great work, but you can just walk up to it and sit down and give it a try. And if you present the way you present it, if you're able to connect with people, we'll color code actors,
Yeah.
It's like, Who belongs together? Are they both wearing blue? When somebody walks out after taking a chance, and we make it as easy as possible to take a chance, and they go, I totally got that. That wasn't so hard. It was really kind of cool. That was a cool story. That sister is just exactly like my sister, and I hated her. And, I wanted to kill her like Reagan or Cordelia. And you know what? I'm smart. That's one of the things that happens when people walk out. There's an elevation, because everybody walks in until they've experienced it with this preconceived notion that Shakespeare is too hard to understand. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they did. And that's important. It makes it so much more accessible. The world is a little less scary because you did this thing that turned out really cool. But it was. So one of the reasons it's important to do it is because it's perceived as hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the many reasons,
One of the entire mass of reasons.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the things that I really love about it. That's personal for me.
Sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of hits you there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's so many people have experienced in school, and they're a little bit nervous and a little bit touchy, and Midsummer Night's Dream, obviously this is going to be one of those things that anyone, any age level, can enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the number one most produced of his works, and there's good reason for it. It's easy to understand. The poetry is still gorgeous. It's still constructed beautifully, but you're going to get it.
It's something for kids and something for adults.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whole family. The whole family can go. Mm-hmm.
Come out this summer for a whole family experience.
Right.
The naughty stuff will just go with it.
That's right. If they get the joke, it was not our fault.
We did not mean for it to be interpreted that way.
No, it didn't go over their heads. We're not the ones that explained how that worked.
Yeah. Shakespeare didn't write anything.
No.
Never.
They're not going to get it unless it's at home too. So yeah, they're just going to think it's funny that they're rolling around.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Has the pandemic changed ways in which you have to do considerations for things, rehearsals, shows? And now there's all this new guidance from the CD. It's just a crazy time, obviously.
It's prepping for rehearsals or whatever the point in the process is, being ready for worst case scenario, and then all of those gradient shades in between.
Yeah.
And so it's just making sure you've got a plan for this, and this. So it's labor intensive.
Oh yeah.
But that's the biggest change. Just being ready to roll with it and do the things and still do the thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Right. Yeah. We had last year when we did Pericles, it was live actors. Mm-hmm. We had, one of the reasons it was in 16 parts is so that we could have little tiny casts out together live at the same time. And because we would rehearse first half of the day with masks on, block it so that everybody was 6 feet apart minimum, and then film it in the afternoon, same day, and taking masks off. And we have this 6-foot PVC pole. And we would lay it on the ground.
Oh my God. That's fantastic.
All right. Okay. All right. And it got to be it was a joke. It was funny after a while.
Sure.
And because you need it, and it's kind of ridiculous to the point where after a while you didn't have to lay it down, because you'll start inching closer. Actors, we will start inching closer. If somebody noticed it, they would just shout, "Paul!" Boom. It made an appearance in a couple of the episodes.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's how things become legendary.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, I loved the pole. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I doubt Toll will have to come out this year, but we still have it. Yeah.
Good. I mean, maybe it can make a cameo appearance in the show or something.
Then it's an inside joke.
It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. What's going on with you?
We're doing. I mean, we're doing travel in Shakespeare too.
I know.
Yeah, we've got our 24 state parks lined up. Again, a 6-actor cast doing The Winter's Tale all over the state parks this summer. So, and we're going. Yeah, we've got everything from Milwaukee to Superior and Oconto and Trempealeau and all these. Yeah, so we're going about as far as we can.
I get that. I mean, when I was doing it, it was everywhere. Whoever would book us, but at least you got that. You've got this great through line that it's the parks. It's state parks.
And the DNR, they're so lovely and they're so helpful.
And the state forest. You're going to be back in Milwaukee, I think, on August 9th at Havenwoods.
I will.
Yeah,
we will.
I'm like, we need to get a Shakespeare in the Park cadre of folks to come over.
Yes,
and just
absolutely. Industry night. Yeah, we'll trade audiences. Yeah. All right, so I think we're close to having to wrap up here. Do you want to?
That little sign.
Yeah, I get the high sign. Do you want to provide us with the information, the dates, anything else we need to know so that we don't miss any Shakespeare in the Park this summer?
We are opening on July 24th and closing on September 5th. So that's 7 weekends, 14 days. Chances are we'll be at a different location each day. We have more than enough that we're in conversation with. Updating the website constantly, so you just have to check there to see how the progress is going. They will all be matinees. So our budget is those expensive ass platforms and a sound system, because we gotta have sound. But our budget was not lights this year.
Yeah,
matinees. I'll just do matinees.
Yeah, use what the world gives you.
Lots of sunscreen. We'll do that too.
Well, great. Well, Susan, it's been so fun talking with you. I love having Shakespeare lunch like this.
Right.
And I suppose we'll see each other in the parks this summer.
We will.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Mwah. Mwah.
You guys are so funny.
We have a good time. Day. It is Shakespeare Day. I mean, every day is Shakespeare Day. But.
Every day should be Shakespeare Day. I'm a believer in that. Like, Shakespeare can make you feel smarter, and I would love for people to have like daily affirmations of Shakespeare quotes and just like figuring out Shakespeare quotes and then feel smarter for the rest of the day and just going around doing their Shakespeare affirmation.
I think we'll start like a tear off calendar. That can be a fundraiser.
I'm sure somebody. Come on, this guy. Shakespeare's so old. Like, I'm sure somebody's done this already.
Oh yeah.
But we might want to look into that for MTA. We could put with the MTA logo on it.
There we go. No one's ever done that.
Fundraiser. Yeah. Yes. I was having flashbacks as I was sitting here as you guys were talking, though, because I did the Utah Shakespeare tour. Like,
fun.
Well, I was
okay. Well,
I was 21 years old, and my favorite part of that tour was being in Las Vegas for 3 weeks when I was 21 years old, being a kid from Manitowoc, Wisconsin. I nearly lost my mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I love camping too. So I just thinking about being up in Superior and camping and doing Shakespeare.
You could be up in Superior camping and see Shakespeare. It's not quite the same, but it's available. It's an option this year.
Okay.
I mean, technically we're in winter. It's Pattison State Park, so it's not quite Superior, but it's close enough. It's drivable.
Close enough. Right. And well, we'll talk about it after we go over some of these other events that are going around in the area about your rehearsing and blah, blah. Yeah. All right. But let's see what else is going on in the Milwaukee theater universe. First of all, I have to remind people that May is Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. There are a ton of awesome resources all over the internet about Asian Pacific American theater. Just Google Asian Pacific American theater, and you will just see some beautiful art, and that alone is worth it. So please, if you have a nanosecond while you're sitting on the internet, just reflect on Asian American Pacific American Heritage Month and the theater that's being put out by that community. Pink Umbrella Theater. Their summer schedule was announced. So they have both outdoor and virtual classes happening. Awesome. Is that my window? What is that noise?
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything?
I don't. Is it me?
I think it might have been me.
Oh.
I was trying to get some fresh air, even though it's 81 degrees outside.
It is really warm for an open window.
But sometimes
But it's so pretty out. I completely understand.
Sometimes I just have to. Sometimes it just elevates my mood, which we'll get to at another end of the Zoom. Anyway, my own daughter is registered this summer for Pink Umbrella classes. She will be doing the outdoor musical theater class this summer. So Pink Umbrella is a great company that their mission is to provide opportunities for folks who identify with any sort of disability, physical, mental, emotional, any kind of disability, and provide theater experiences for those folks. Wonderful people. You can see all what they have at pinkUmbrellaTheater.org. That's TER, as opposed to all the rest of us who are like, we're British, and we're theatre. Yeah. I'm a nerd. All right. Skylight Music Theater, that's a theatre, has a lot of stuff going on right now. The first thing that they have is their kids' rights offering, which was done all virtually this year, obviously. But this goes through June 13th. You can watch and download, and it's so cool. It's students in 3rd through 8th grade, and they write the lyrics and dialogue, and then it gets turned into musical theater.
Yeah.
And
Ray Jivoff's Ode to Toilet Paper, which they put out a while back, is quite possibly the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Kids are funny. Kids are hilarious. So check that out. They also, today is the last day to submit applications for their Summer Stock High School program. It's a 5-week program culminating in performances of Godspell, which is awesome. You just have to, there's some tuition that you have to do a brief statement and whatnot, but great work that they're providing over there educationally at Skylight. And so you can go to skylightmusictheatre.org for that. 53212 Presents, which is an awesome organization operating out of the get this 53212 area code. Zip code, not area code, zip code. We got it. They provide affordable rehearsal and performance space and production support for artists, predominantly out of the 53212 area code. So, with the goal of increasing access to creative products in that zip code.
It's tricky.
I can't do everything, AJ. Come on. I just can't do everything. I don't have it all in my head.
Why not?
Because I'm human.
Okay, that's a good answer.
All right. But on Sunday mornings from 10:30 to 12, they're going to have DJ and musician Alan Russell. It's just like I honestly think of it as like church, and it's just music, and you can go virtually. They are doing like limited in person as far as COVID protocols are concerned. And just have a great Sunday morning with, great company. And, if you're virtually, you don't even have to be on camera. You can just listen to the music and just have a great Sunday morning. You can go to 53212presents.org for that. There's also other non-MTA members things at Next Act and Milwaukee Chamber. All In Productions have their diversity generals going on. If you haven't looked into that, check that out. If you're an actor who is part of the diverse universe, check out that opportunity. And then got an email this morning from over at Exfabula, another great organization who work their butts off over there, that tonight is their final story slam of season 12 at Exfabula. So you can check out all of those things. Speaking of Shakespeare in the Park, as you just were, they are looking for people. She was just talking about jobs. This is like a 3-month gig, and they pay, and it's a great opportunity. The predominant ones that they're looking for are sound engineer, wardrobe, and run crew, but she also said that they're looking for security and the whole 9. So just go to freeshakespeareinthepark.org and work. I mean, what else can you say? Also have to always give a huge shout out to Imagine MKE. So happy that they are in existence now. We are the MTA is an affiliate organization of Imagine MKE. It's just an advocacy organization. Make Milwaukee more art centric. There's wonderful artistry in this city, and their main goal is to get more money for us. So if you yourself are looking to be an arts advocate, which I think everybody should be, go to imaginemke.org/act. They make it so easy. They just make it so easy.
Simple. I've done it like 4 times since the pandemic started. Really, they've got a wonderful team over there that like writes things for you, and you can just copy and paste and send. So make that happen, because we need more voices in the world telling our representatives how important arts is. I think one thing the pandemic showed us is how much arts are actually in our lives that we missed and lost. So absolutely.
Speaking of missing and losing and all of pandemicing, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And I posted something on the MTA Facebook page yesterday about, I just like a whole bunch of us suffer from depression and anxiety, and it's really an artist's thing, is to just fret and be sad and feel, and that feel can sometimes create some pretty debilitating situations. The Milwaukee Theater Alliance, we are, because so many of us know, we're really working hard to include mental health awareness into our Milwaukee theater standards, and just create a better awareness in the community of let's improve artists' mental health, because I, for one, believe that healthy artists make better art.
Absolutely.
just as an actor myself, I know when I started getting help for myself, I was able to, as an actor, be more vulnerable, open up more, be more honest, let your guard down and things like that. And so we're going to do what we can at the Milwaukee Theater Alliance to help promote and provide resources for mental health. But we are always open to hear from you all out there, your ideas and your thoughts. And I mean, that's really just to say, talk to us. We're here. We're not, I'm certainly not the smartest person on the planet. I can't even get I don't even know the difference between a zip code and an area code. So that just means, we have ways at MilwaukeeTheaterAlliance.org to connect with us. We're looking, and I know that, Summit is probably always looking for extra help and volunteers. And how are rehearsals going over there?
They're going great. Yeah, we're 2 weeks in. We're coming up on our 3rd week. I know. And we're June 12th is the big day. I mean, it's
coming up. God, it's going to
come faster than you'd believe.
Fast.
Oh my God. I figured out payroll this week. I felt like such a fully formed human being. I paid actors and tax was taken out. That's new.
Oh my God. Adulting.
I know, isn't that wild?
Adulting.
It's great. It's great to see things come together again. It's just great to have a group of people in a room rehearsing a show again.
Oh my God, did you cry?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's very gratifying.
Oh, so, yeah. Lord. I'm just so looking forward to, and I'm trying to avoid the getting back to normal because I'm not excited about what normal is. I want to move beyond the status quo in so many ways. So, but getting back to art and
getting back to art and getting to better.
Getting to better. Yeah.
Something better. Yeah. I mean, I just made a post on Facebook today about the fact that, I mean, we're making a big step, and trying to pay everyone more than double what we paid them 2 years ago when we were actually able to have a season again. There's just
so exciting.
So many little steps towards doing things a lot better than they were ever done previously. Yeah. So that mental health is better, so that folks' financial situations are better, so that everyone can afford to live and work and do this stuff without having to go crazy or broke or both.
I talk so much. I talk endlessly about how great would it be if we could offer people fair pay so that they could choose how they want to navigate their quote unquote day job.
Absolutely.
Instead of having to, I mean, when I was living in, I know that you know this, so many of us still do this, but when I was living in Chicago, I would leave the house at 7:00 in the morning and not get home until 11 p.m.
Yeah.
You pack a lunch and sometimes dinner too, and all that kind of stuff. And it takes a toll.
Yeah.
It takes a toll.
It does. It's a very, I mean, I've been seeing that with everyone, just making sure that everyone's making it through this rehearsal process. Okay. Cause most people are still hanging on to day jobs. I mean, we're doing our best to pay pretty well, but everyone needs that security still. Yeah. A community that had the resources to make sure everyone stays working and stays, paid in a livable sense across the board would be a community that would have a lot more flexibility with when it could rehearse and how long it would need to stay up at night.
Yeah. I don't think 40 hours a week doesn't exist for artists, or for the vast majority of artists. There is 40 hours is not a real thing. We're actually, next week we're gonna sort of sew up this season 1 sort of thing. We started this whole You Got a Thing on a whim And it sort of worked out pretty well. So, we're going to come back, but our team needs to take a little break. And I also want to investigate. I had this itch in my brain to do a show about these kinds of things, about, in particular, because it's where I'm from, the non-equity, non-union aspect of theater. That I've been doing it for 25 years or whatever as a non-union artist, and what that means, and how we can make changes.
Absolutely.
So that we can provide fair pay and all of those things. So Joanna and I are going to hit on that a little bit next week, but we're going to kind of like recap all these 30 episodes, and so we hope you'll join us next week. Thank you so much, sir, for.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So excited for your rehearsals, and I'm looking forward to catching you all out there. Where's the first one?
Richard Bong State Recreation Area, which is in Kansasville, is our opening. I know. Bong Recreation Area.
I just can't. You can't not laugh.
Right.
You can't not laugh. Anybody who doesn't laugh is not human.
He was a decorated airman. He was quite the guy. But then in Milwaukee, if people are looking to catch us, we've got shows at both Three Bridges Park and Haven Woods Park. Like Susan said, August 9th is that Monday night, but then we also have a July and a June date in Milwaukee. So we'll be here all summer. And even like drivable, Pike Lake and Calder Andre, and you can take day trips.
Oh, for sure.
We're easy to find.
Who doesn't like a good day trip? And we're as far as You've Got a Thing is concerned, we're going to pop back in. We'll pop back in the summer to catch up with you guys and everybody else who's still out there producing, like Susan and whatnot. So, because we got to let people know.
Go see some Shakespeare in some parks this summer.
Go
to as many parks and as many Shakespeares as you can.
For real. Have a great time.
We will.
Thank you all out there for showing up today and or listening in the future. Like I don't know when you're watching this.
Who knows?
Anytime. And we will see you next week for our final episode of season 1 of You've Got a Thing.